Hey guys, it's your girl Folasade, the accountability accountant. Look, I know you've probably been like, where Folasade been? Because it's tax season, you know, me and my team, we have to get our systems, our processes, and all of those amazing things in order so we can prepare for you guys for this tax season if you're coming to me to file your taxes. So I haven't been MIA. I've been here. I've been working, right? But I've just been kind of like really behind the desk. But I just wanted to come in and just talk with you really quick because last week I was talking with a client, potential client, and she has gotten herself into some tax problems. And the reason why she's gotten herself into some tax problems is because she relied and utilized TurboTax to do her taxes. So the conversation went something like this. Folasade, I don't know what happened. I've been doing my taxes with TurboTax for years. TurboTax must have screwed up or did something wrong or calculated something wrong, but they screwed up my taxes. And now I'm owing about $8,000 in taxes. So I had to take a step back. And then I had to tell the client, like, honestly, TurboTax didn't do the glitch. It was the way that you responded to their questions. It was the way that you inserted your information. Okay? So I'm not saying that TurboTax cannot have a glitch because softwares are softwares. There can always be technical problems with any software, whether it's tax, bookkeeping, your CRM, whatever the case may be. But in this particular case, it was her. And more than likely, it's you. It's the information that you're putting into the system. So the problem wasn't the software. The problem was the tax code is pretty challenging. And I know many of you probably are like, Folasade, the tax system isn't easy. It isn't hard. I can do my taxes myself. I've been doing my taxes for myself for over 15 years without a problem and blah, 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 right? And that's true. To you, the tax code may seem so easy because you're using a software like TurboTax. But for professionals like myself, we respect the complexity when it comes down to the tax code. So here's the problem. The problem is that you cannot rely on TurboTax to maximize your tax deductions and minimize your tax burden. That's why working with a professional like myself will benefit you most because we evaluate your situation on a case-by-case basis, okay? Your taxes and your best friend taxes are totally different, okay? What your girlfriend down the street get and what you get in your taxes or your refund or if you're owing is totally different because taxes are done on an individual basis. But in this case, right, the problem was the individual didn't know the tax code, didn't respond to the questions that TurboTax asked them correctly, and then it spit out an incorrect tax return. So the reason why I'm having this discussion with you, because I know many of you are trying to rush to file your taxes. I'm already submitting taxes already for this year as well. But I want you all to consider working with a professional like myself and not utilize TurboTax. And I know, don't beat me up. I know TurboTax is cheap. I know it's $50, $60, $100. But what comfort do you have not knowing if your taxes was done 100% correctly? What comfort do you have not knowing if you were able to take all of the deductions that were applicable to your situation? When you work with me, I go through so many different of my checklists, my taxpayer information sheet, and everything to find out more about your particular situation so I can now maximize your tax deductions and minimize your tax burden, okay? But when you're working and doing your taxes on your own and utilizing TurboTax, you have to rely on the questions that the system asks and your response. And what if the system doesn't ask you whether or not your mom lived with you, which you don't? It don't ask you whether or not your stepson live with you and you have a right to claim them. It doesn't ask you whether or not your parents live with you and do you support your parents for the whole year financially. TurboTax doesn't ask you those very unique questions that professionals like myself do. So my advice to many of you, don't rush to go use TurboTax. Between me and you, don't rush to go file your taxes with TurboTax. Hold off a minute and come to a professional like myself, so we can now maximize your tax deduction, minimize your tax burden, and then give you the guarantee that your taxes was done correctly. So if you're looking for a tax professional, TurboTax is not a tax professional. Even if they have this so-called CPA review and all of that stuff, you are still going to put self-prepared on the taxes, okay? But if you work with me, you're going to put my license number, my P10, and everything else in your tax return. But most importantly, you'll walk away knowing that your taxes was done correctly. So just listen to me. I've seen so many problems with filing with TurboTax. Let's not hurt yourself this year by filing with TurboTax, all right? See you later.